Hi there. I was tagged the other day by Robert over at Bluegrass Bushcraft. Actually, it's been quite a while since I've been tagged in anything, and I think it was him who tagged me last. I never got around to that reply though. I'll have to go back and look and see what it was. Maybe come up with something while I have all this extra time. But so today's tag is a Bannock, and I'm not really sure all in all what it was. Just kind of a showish or Bannock type of a tag, I think. That doesn't seem to be any real rules to it other than making a Bannock. So I used 2/3 of a cup of old-fashioned oats. Here's one of the goofy measurements. It is 1 tablespoon plus 2 teaspoons of flour and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then you just mix it together with a little bit of water, and that's pretty much it for the Bannock itself. It's about lunchtime, so I'm going to probably, as after that gets cooked, and I'm going to set it off to the side to dry out over a small little bed of coals too, and just probably cook up some Spam. Well, it's not Spam this time. I got a can of Treat instead, but same thing. So I'll get back with you here in a few minutes after my coals become more ready for cooking purposes. Well, I tell you, I am really starting to like this little Polish bread bag as a haversack, and I still plan to do a better video on it when I figure out how I'm going to set it up. But my original intention was to keep my Stanley cup over on this side, which I don't have with me today. But this thing holds a lot more than you would guess it to. I've got inside here on this side I'm keeping water bottle, and I'm going to need this later. So there's my dual size little grill, which I just brought out for this today. My Bannock mix. My little can of Treat, which I'm not going to eat all of. That's why I've got the plastic bag, so I can bring the rest of it back into the house. I've got my GI mess kit, and where did I put it? Oh, yeah, right over here. A little trick I learned from watching Carolina Chris videos. He a lot of times will whittle out a stick to stick in there to keep the handle from flip-flopping back and forth. And as I was cleaning up some stuff inside the house, and I got new arrows too, by the way, for my bow. So I've got a couple broken aluminum arrow shafts, and I went with his idea. But same thing, still bent over arrow shaft so it'll lock in on this piece and snap in on the handle like yay, and keep the handle from lifting up so much. So I still need that for my Bannock. And what else I got in here? A little bit of oil. And something I'm going to leave in here on a permanent basis is my little grill. And my little firebox Bushcraft Essentials stove, which I'm not using today. Need a little spatula and a little coffee scooper I made for myself, and some utensils. And then I've also got some other stuff in here, flashlight. One of the little side pouches here, I got a little vial of Vaseline, another little vial of some little cordage, and a couple of cotton balls for making a little fire kit, and then I've got a little ferro rod I'm keeping over in there. So it's I am really liking this as a haversack. Okay, so I've got my mix with, like I said, it was 2/3 of a cup of oatmeal, and I went with the old-fashioned oats. 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour plus an additional 2 teaspoons and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/3 of a cup of water, which I did off camera just because I didn't want to be all kinds of messy and stuff. So anyhow, it's not going to be a heavy doughy type of a bannock like you see a lot of other people making. It's maybe a soft Play-Doh consistency now. And I'm just going to let that sit there for a second while I get everything else going here. I'm going to put my air, just a wee bit of oil. This is just canola oil I brought in from the house. And I don't want a lot on there. I just want to give it a little bit of a coating. If you're doing this in the house, you know, just a cast iron griddle that's oiled and stuff would be fine. Maybe a little bit more. First, I want to thank you for demonstrating the little whittled out stick thing. I like that with this, with the handle. Just set that guy right there for a minute to heat up. We'll just kind of plop him down there, like yay. And just kind of, oh, I didn't get that mixed up as good as I wanted it to. Yeah. Okay. I got a pottery section over here I didn't get mixed up as good as I wanted to. See if we can. Nah, I'm not going to be able to do much of that while it's in here now. So there you go. Make sure it's good and mixed. We want to just kind of cook this on each side, and then I'm going to I got a little bit of coals on my grate over here that are going out actually. Yeah. Stay over there. And it just dawned on me when I was turning the camera off that you guys probably didn't see a bit of that. So here it is. It's just sitting here. I don't want to toast up too much, but we're going to flip it over in a second anyhow. And I got a dry side over here, so I'm didn't get out as doughy as I wanted it to, but yeah. We'll try to do this without making a big mess. Yeah. That didn't work out as good, so we'll just kind of pack them in there. Getting kind of hot. And I try to flip it over a couple times so I don't risk burning it on each side. So there's that little dry spot. It'll be okay, just not as attractive looking. I do kind of want to get it toasted a little bit on each side, and then I'm just going to set it over here over a lower temperature set of coals and to just kind of dry out while I'm cooking up my little spam pieces, treat pieces, I'm sorry. It's easier to say spam than it is treat. Okay, so I'm going to just set that there. I broke apart one of my flips and just let that just kind of sit there and just kind of toast and dry out a little bit. While I get my treat ready to cook up. So all I'm going to do is just kind of let that sit there and stay on some heat, so dry a little bit on the inside still. It's got a nice little crust forming on the outside. Yeah, minus the spot where it's a little dry, but it'll be all right. Okay. Oh, I don't, all this is just about coming down here, so I'm gonna, oops, yeah. Just gonna set these guys off to the side a little bit. Let's see how we're doing with it anyhow. It's, nice and crunchy. I could have mixed it up a little bit better. There's a couple of dry, floury parts. But it's pretty good, really. It's got a nice toasted sort of taste to it with the oatmeal. It's not really, not quite crackery, but pretty close. It's pretty good though. Yeah, see, see if I can do this so you guys can see it. So there's how it looks, and then it pulls apart pretty good. It's a pretty good little bannock, really. It's really simple. Put it in your pack, carry around with you. I like it quite a bit. So Robert, I want to thank you for tagging me on this. Had a lot of fun. I'm going to tag 2 people. I reached out a little bit earlier just to make sure it was okay to tag them. So Bob 808 Night, I'm tagging you. See what kind of bannock you can show us. And John M.I. Woodsman, I'm going to tag you also. I know on my tag, Carolina Chris and Sean Shovelhead 8 were also tagged. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with also. But that's pretty much it for me. An oatmeal bannock. Like I said, super simple ingredients. If you try it, I would suggest you mix it up a little bit better than I did. But it's really good. It'll last a pretty good while in your pack, and you can probably, if you made a couple ahead, you could probably wrap them up in a bandana or something, and then sustain yourself the rest of the day off of a couple of them. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.